What's up, guys? Well, here I am, ready to make another video. I haven't really been making too much lately because the truck was supposed to be in the wrap shop getting wrapped. I'm in the new garage right now. Been kind of cleaning up some stuff, unboxing, painting, doing everything I can. Obviously, you can see the truck is still not wrapped. So let's do a quick little talk about that, and then we'll go over the garage. So yeah, obviously the truck's not wrapped. Now it's kind of missing some emblems and stuff. It's supposed to do a cool black wrap with a sunrise look. But unfortunately, just a lot of stuff's been happening with the wrapper. We're still trying to work it out. It's 110% his fault, scheduling, all this different stuff. So I brought it into the shop and I dropped it off end of August. Sat inside the shop for weeks, and every week he told me it'd be done. I got your supplies, it'd be done, and then ended up not being done. This came all the way to September. I finally got a photo of my truck black, and he was like, "Hey man, this is what your truck is, black." And I was like, sweet, yeah, perfect, because the black was supposed to be the base coat, and then it was gonna go back over it with the sunrise decals. And later to find out, he never did the decals, never wrapped it black, and ended up actually sending me a ChatGPT picture of my truck in the same position I parked it, and just had to change it black. Well, because the reason I figured out about that was I had a friend go down to the wrap guy's shop, which he's friends with the owner of the shop that's doing the detail side of it. Go down there and call me and say, "Hey, dude, your truck's still orange." And I'm like, "That's not possible." He sent me a picture of it black. And he says, "Send me that picture." So I sent him the picture. We looked at it together, and you could tell it was ChatGPT. I'll drop that picture right now. But so at that point, I got a hold of the wrap guy and told him, "Hey man, what the hell? What's going on here?" Right? So tells me he'll be done certain day. I go, "Whatever, okay." So I'm being real lenient at this point, I'm being real nice. Day comes up, nothing. No fucking communication at all. So I go, okay. He finally gets a hold of me. Says I can't get done. I'll get done by Wednesday. So next week rolls by. I've been texting him all week. Tells me, "Oh yeah, your truck's gonna be done. Blah 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 blah." And then he texts me. He goes, "Well, it might be till Friday, but I've been getting a lot of work done on it." Right. Well, so I send my buddy back down there, and he gets to the shop. He calls me. He goes, "Dude, your truck's orange, and it hasn't moved. Nothing's changed." And I'm like, "Well, crap, So I was like, "Come pick me up. We'll go down and get the truck." So he came over, picked me up, drove down, went to the guy's shop. As I was picking up my truck, oddly enough, all of this dude's stuff was in the back of my truck from the shop. Like everything that was in the shop was now in the back of my truck. And the shop owner was like, "Hey, this vehicle was the last one he was going to be using here. That guy's a crook. I don't want him here anymore." And I said, "Okay, whoa, whatever." So I took the truck, including all the stuff, blah, blah, blah. Some stuff, went on. Weird story. I don't need to get into the point of it. But we did a trade, okay? So I gave him a 90s Liberator boat that has a V8, blah, blah, blah. A nice little boat, right? And exchange to wrap the truck black with the sunrise theme, and it was going to be reflective and everything we agreed upon. We agreed upon to do the wrap, trade for the boat. So I brought the boat to his house, thinking I trusted the guy, gave him the title, gave him everything, and so far I've been regretting that situation. I don't want the boat now. It's October, and I absolutely have no need for a boat in October or nowhere to store a boat in October. So I don't want the boat anymore. So if you're watching this, keep the fucking boat. But we're going to figure it out. And, when you do a trade, some stuff might happen certain ways. You stick with the trade. You do it, is what it is. Make it right. That's how it is, Now they're telling me the boat doesn't run, all this different stuff. And the dude's 30 years old. His mother's getting involved, which is insane. So it's the mother having him do the work, and it's like she's like the scam artist of them all, blah, blah, blah. So, so today in this video, I'm going to show you guys the garage real quick, what I've been getting done. I'm going to clean up a little bit of this. I'm going to talk about ways to run a business. What, when you trade somebody, what you to expect when you trade somebody, how to make it look like, keep your word, whatnot like that. So, this is all experience that I've been gathering for the last couple of years, being a young person, being a business owner, and being screwed over by so many people because of my age, because they think they can get away with it, and they never get away with it. There's always somebody that's going to be the next level, and that's where I come into play. I'm going to be on that next level. If you're going to scam me, I'll figure out a way to scam you harder. That's just the way it is. I'm not a scam artist. I'm not going to go around and not hold my word. My word means more than anything to me. So when you do a trade or you make a deal with me in a business agreement and you fuck me over on it, I got nothing for you, and I'll make sure of it. And so we'll talk about a little bit of that. But yeah, haven't been too pleased. I wish I could update more videos and do more videos for you guys, but just being so packed right now. I'm starting up multiple different businesses, detailing, and then the flooring still. And then I'm going to talk about something else towards the end of the video of what I'm going to be opening up here soon. I want to see you guys' support about it. I don't have a bunch of subscribers, and I was reaching up subscribers really fast for a second, and then, stupid stuff like the truck and moving and all this different stupid stuff has slowed me down. I haven't been able to film, and also I live in a town that there isn't much to film, and the only stuff that is to film, there's already a green Lamborghini YouTuber out there. But yeah, so let me get over here and I'll do the real review real quick, guys. So I got 3 bays. 3 bays. I'm actually missing my 2012 Dyna chopped, 6 up, 3 out. I've got a fairing on it, Salomon RT fairing, and then I'm missing my 74 shovel head. That's over at the fabricator's shop right now. You guys might see a couple videos on that, but let's start right here. I got my Evo chop. So this bike was actually built by AE Choppers. I believe he's out of Illinois. You can see his Instagram and stuff like that. A lot of people might have comments about that right there. If you want to talk all the shit you want to talk, you might want to do the history of what that truly actually means, and not the bullshit you listen to on social media or by the leftist group or by what school tries to tell you or other people try to tell you. Do the research. If you want to know something, do the research. I ain't going to say what it is. If you know, you know. If not, then keep your mouth shut and don't act like you know. That's the simplest thing about it. Don't act like you know something. You have no clue what's going on, So when I get my 2012 bike, Dyna back, that chop, that's my normal rider. I'm letting a buddy ride that around right now. I'll film that. But as of for this right here, we got the 21 Invader wheel, no front brake, 3mm fork tubes. I believe those are 8 overs. This is probably a 6 up. I'd say 1 or 2 in the backbone. I'd have to ask that AE Choppers guy. You could tell exactly. No front brake. It's jockey shift. So you got the old jockey shifter back there. Yeah, this one's named Sparkles because of the seat, and then I'm gonna do a custom paint job. I'll do like a black with a silver flake or silver leaf flame job on it. But it's a sweet looking bike. So we'll do some more video on that if you guys like. And then this one, I'm gonna be building it up right now. I did this in a trade deal from another buddy, and I traded him a 79 shovel head running, clean title. This is a 2017 Dyna, obviously not an S. Would be really sick if you had this paint job when it was an S. It's got a nice built motor. This thing's a ripper, you know. It sounds crazy. I don't have any wires, or I'd hook it up for you guys. But my plan was to take this one out for my 2012. But I'm actually just gonna leave this bike. I'm gonna chrome it a little bit more, so do a little more chrome stuff, and then kind of fix it up, do like a little Salomon, different bars, kind of fix up a little bit of stuff, kind of make it nice, and then sell it. Or hey, maybe I get real famous. I can start giving away stuff like this because I know how to do it. So why not just, you know, make money giving it away and stuff? We'll get to that point someday, maybe. But it's got a cool. You can see if this focuses. It's got a cool, nice little purple flake paint job in it. Kind of a little blue in the light. So this paint job, which is pretty crazy, this is actually original paint job. I'm pretty sure from 2010. If you look up the purple on silver, or silver on purple, however you want to be legit. I'm pretty sure they have like a couple Electroglides and a couple Dynas that have it, but whoever took this took the tanks off and put them on 2017. So that's pretty cool. But so far, that's all I have for the bikes in here. You know, I'm missing two. And my shovel head that you guys are going to see what's going on with that when I get my shovel head back from Purveyor Speed Welder here in town. It's going to be rad. It's going to look freaking crazy. But yeah, so here's the rest of don't mind that. Rest of the shop here. So we'll have, you know, be able to film some cool shit about fucking motorcycles, get the motorcycles on the lift, do some filming on that, working on it. You know, I got parts all over the place. You know, got a nice little wood furnace. You know, this is stoked, guys. You know, I'm only 21, and you know, I work my butt off to have this type of stuff. You know, so it's crazy for me, and I'm blessed. And you know, which is great for me, as everybody my age is all. There are a lot of them are, you know, which is cool for them, you know, as long as you admit it. Daddy's money, you know. So majority of people my age, daddy's money, live off their dad, get a house from their dad, get everything off their daddy, mommy, you know, this, that, new trucks, all this different shit, blah, blah, blah. I'm very blessed for my family. I love my family a lot. But that's not the case by any means. I have worked my ass off for everything I have. And it ain't from YouTube, I can tell you that, because lick on that. And I just hard work, 24/7 for me. It's never stop. You know, now I'm trying to fit this videoing in and or YouTubing in and all this different stuff, detailing. And then we'll get about what the new stuff is going to come out. See your guys' opinion. But let's go back to the truck here. So when I brought it to the shop, parked it, told him I don't want it driven. I don't want to see him driving around, whatever. And again, he was sharing this shop with another guy, and the guy in there was running a detail company, and you know, he didn't want the truck in there anymore, blah, blah, blah. So he kind of worked with me to get it out. And so when I dropped it off, the only thing the wrap guy's done was take off the decals and then take off the molding on the side. And then that's it. It literally hasn't changed at all. Like, I mean, it's all still there. So, you know, it's not damaged. I mean, there's a small couple spots where, you know, if I wish he knew he wasn't getting right on it, I wouldn't have him take off anything. You know, like when you start a job, you know, this is where we're gonna get out here in a couple minutes in the video. When you start a job, you know, don't fucking poop or slack and just start it and then fuck it off and never do it again. Like that's just crappy business owner, crappy mindset. We're gonna talk about that, but for now, my plan with this area here is I got these janky little lights, but it's bright in here, and this is gonna be my detail section. We're not done painting it. All this is supposed to be painted black. Obviously, I haven't had time. Lay everything up here. You know, this is all gonna be painted black. Got a nice little dual brakes can go in my black dyno. We'll film some of that. It'll be a lot easier to film now that I actually have a garage and not just a storage unit, because some of you guys know before, you know, I was building my bikes. I have a storage unit, and it just wasn't it fucking at all. So now I'm in a shop, a nice garage, my own location. I plan on filming for you guys a lot more, and I promise that. It's just kind of hard. Some people I hang around don't like being on camera. You know, completely respect it. Some of you guys do. Whatever, you know. So, but yeah, this will be the kind of the detail area. You know, clean up stuff. I got some LS stuff down there. Black it out. Just, you know, paint correction stuff, whatever. But yeah, so let me set up the tripod in real quick, and then we'll talk about some business stuff. You know, how to run a business, my key points, and how to expect something when you trade. You know, so very, very generic stuff. But God, man, you can't get enough of that thing. Ooh-wee. You can't tell me your dad or your grandpa got no bike that looks like that. I'm telling you, they don't. Duh. All right, what's up, guys? We're going to talk about a little bit about how to run a business. And, I don't know, let's start off with when you trade somebody something, right? So I'm going to clean my windows with my little secret formula. Key point you'll hear in a second. When you make a trade to somebody, you know, I say usually like you trade somebody, that means you're not trading them cash. Because I know when I talk to people all the time on Marketplace and I go trade, and they go, yeah, trade for cash. Shut the fuck up. So I am talking about when you trade somebody a object for an object or work for work, you know, you make an agreement, and no matter what happens, after you make that agreement, if you trade for a car, you get the car, you drive around for X amount of miles, and it breaks, you made the deal, a private deal, is what it is. I've done lots of trades where, you know, where I got the vehicle or whatever, and immediately it starts having issues or, you know, being a big problem, being a big pain in my butt, and it comes down to it, well, I did a trade, should have known better, should have bought brand new, is what it is. That's the deal. So, when you make a trade with somebody and it's a vehicle for work, you know, you just stick with it no matter what happens, and is what it is. Biggest key point about doing a trade or doing any type of trade work, especially with your friends, is just stick with it. Yes, just that's all it is about. You know, if you don't, all of a sudden, if you start to do your research after you do the trade and you realize that your end of the trade, or you know you are losing out and you already did the trade, there's no go back and change it. You did the trade. The trade's a trade. This is how it is. I'm pretty sure the judge will think the same. You know, anyone will think the same. So, problem is, I hate the court system. I hate everything about, you know, that. I'm not purely saying that we shouldn't have any of it because it's needed, but it should be a little different. I think the government's a joke, and I think majority of us do too. If you're a real person, you know. But yeah. All right, let's talk about business. Doesn't matter what type of business you're in. It's literally all the same. When you run a business, you know, and you tell a customer, you start a job. Doesn't matter what it is. You start a job. You tell a customer, hey, this is going to take me X amount of days. You know, 4 days, 15 days, whatever it is. It's going to take me this long. You stick to that schedule as best as you can. And if you can't stick to it, you let the customer know immediately, as soon as you know that you're not going to make it at that due time, that you're not going to make it. You stay in communication. You tell them, hey, I told you 4 days, came up to be, it's going to end up being 6. You know, this isn't on the 4th day. This is on the 2nd day. You know what I mean? So That's a big deal. You stick with the time as much as possible. If you can't make the time, then you need to let the customer know. You need to be honest. And you don't just push the job out and keep saying, oh yeah, it'll be done by this time, because if you reschedule, or let's say you don't finish a job, you have to reschedule, and you reschedule more than one time, you're a shitty business owner. You should not be in business. If you are giving a customer a time and you get to that time and you reschedule them one time, that's it. If you reschedule them a second time, horrible. Reschedule a third time, you're a joke of a joke. Fourth time, you shouldn't even be a thing anymore. That's how I look at it. If you're going to keep pushing me back, you're going to tell me a time, I make that as a liar. That's a lie. That's obviously unless the customer is making giant changes in the job. It's going to require you to take more time on the job, on their job. Again, doesn't matter what type of job. Wrapping, floors, building houses, doesn't matter. You should not be rescheduling a customer unless they're changing their original plans with you. Always allow yourself to have lenient time on the schedule. I always try to give myself a little bit of time. If I know it's not going to quite make it by that time, don't add it in. If you know you can't do it by the time a customer wants to do it, don't tell them you can do it. Simple as that. Don't push your customer for money payout right away. Never do that. You won't get a returning customer if you're over there telling them, like a week after the job, or not a week. Okay, a week's kind of understandable, but a day after the job that you need money immediately. Don't do that. Oh, I just farted. Give them some lenient time, especially if it's a big bill. Give them a week, give them 2 weeks, whatever. Give them some time. Let them figure it out. That's a big importance of having returning customers. That's for sure. Another big thing is telling. This comes back to always giving yourself extra time. So when I schedule a job, doesn't matter what type of job, I always try to give myself a little bit of lenient time. And the biggest key importance is being early. Give them a time and be done before that time comes. You are most likely going to have a happier customer than anything, because you got done before the time comes. And this is where it comes into play, where you don't want to push the customer for their money right away, that you need to be paid right away after the job's done. If you're early, you tell them, hey, I got the job done this time. You pay me when you're able to. That's the most appropriate way to handle that. But there's just a couple key importance of running a business, and what I've run into, my biggest problems with people are simply just giving me a time. They can't finish by that time, and they sure in hell know when they gave me that time, like my truck or whatever it is, they tell me a time, and they know they ain't gonna make it at a time. They just think that I'm gonna go elsewhere, and maybe not everybody's like that, but everyone that I know that I've talked about it are in the same boat I am, and think that if you're a business owner and that's the way you run your business, that's a shitty MO. I've been dealing with shit lately, like people starting jobs and just not finishing them, and then coming up with an excuse that they need to leave the job, and then just never come back and never care to finish the job. And then down the road, they expect me to pay them for the little bit of work they did. That's not how that works. And never pay someone until the job's complete. That's how it is. I have jobs all the time where they're a nice big, $6,000-$7,000 job, and then I'm supposed to be done in 3 days to get a quick pay, and boom, I'm missing product, I'm short on product, and now I can't finish the job in those 3 days. So I don't go and bill the customer for the $6,000 when I'm not done. So that's a big key importance on that part. Just staying truthful. If you have to lie in the business standard, make sure you're good enough at covering up your fucking lie. Never lie to a customer and get caught fucking lying. You're done. That's just the end of it, So that's a big key importance in that part. But I just kind of want to spiel that out real quick because that's what I've been dealing with. So, go back to the truck. My update for you guys is that I am going to maybe, slight possible chance, well, I'll give you guys a little bit of history real quick. So I've been doing a detailing company, running all my own stuff, doing everything like that. I have a chemist that makes all my chemicals for me, other than my tire shine. Well, he does make tire shine, so I'll be making tire shine. Oh, it just broke. But I have a chemist, and he's making all the products, and they're absolutely amazing products. No, but I don't do too well with multitasking and trying to get this thing just wiped up, and me talking at the same time doesn't really work. But go back to the truck. So what I was going to tell everybody was I'll give you a little bit of history real quick. I've been doing a detail company for the last little while. We do pretty dang good. So we make all of our own products in-house. Ceramics, quick detailers, tire shines, everything like that, back to black, all of it. We make everything in-house, and I'm using all my customer vehicles, and I have tried so many products throughout the couple of years. I know I'm so young, but chemical guys, like, I reuse their bottles because I have so many of them. I've tried multiple different chemical guys, Adams, Polish, blah, blah. Any of you guys, please don't sue me. I'm not bashing your name. There's just better products out there that I can get my hands onto. I have a chemist to make all my products for me in-house, and so I don't really want to pass up this opportunity. So I make all my own products. See, I got one right here. This is the multi clean right here. Kind of looks like a little jizz. This is like the I call it the one and done. You know, you spray it on, and it's all you just get it right off. Like, it's the best thing. Good for plastics. Good for everything. But the point that I'm getting at with you guys is I would like to drop a detail spray company, and also start maybe selling merch down the road at the same time. That would be rad, because I don't want to pass up this opportunity for how freaking crazy good these sprays are. This one you gotta work out because it's gonna be more of a wax base. But yeah, so that's kind of what I was gonna bring up at the end of the video. Was I want to start a detail spray company, and I'm curious if you guys would be interested in buying that. I've got a name. I've got a pretty badass name already picked out. I'm trying to figure out all of the legal sides of doing it and I'm not going to be doing like these sprays like chemical guys, or like these giveaway companies where they sell you some bogus product that, you know, it's like any other product out there that doesn't actually work. You know, my stuff's going to be proven factors that it works, and I'm going to be focusing on trying to target the detailing audience and stuff like that. You know, I'm not the best wet sander in the world by any means, but if I found a product that I think is great for everybody, and I'm willing to sell that product for a really good deal, and I have enough room here to where I can package and sell it, I think it would do great. And I'd love your guys' opinion, because really my biggest point would be with YouTube, trying to promote that on there and whatnot. I need a new rag because this is just smearing it around now. But, yeah. I need a new rag. It's wet. But, pretty good stuff. I mean, I do need a new rag. But yeah, so I'd be coming up with multiple different type of products. I mean, I think we're talking right now. I mean, sorry guys, I'm stuttering so much because my head's been all over the place right now. We have like 15 different products right now. More and more coming out. We actually have an idea for this crazy design. Me and another guy would kind of have to invest into it together. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. I can't get too much in detail on that part. I can't get too much detail of everything because I have to keep it, like, make sure I don't get sued, whatever, blah, blah. Working on all the legal parts of doing this. And yeah, I mean, packaging, you know, chemicals and stuff probably isn't the easiest thing ever. But hey, if you guys are gonna buy it and help me grow, that would be rad because it is some good stuff. I use on everything. I'm talking. I mean, you should see our interior sprays we have, like leather cleaners and stuff like that. I mean, that stuff, like, I'll do a little ribbonization here in a second if I stop doing that, scratching my hood. Everyone always says I use too much microfiber towels, but nah, you guys are just tripping. I don't use enough, actually, because the more brand new microfiber towels you use, the better. The less you'll scratch the hood or whatever you're working on. This is most likely a single stage paint job, so it looks like it's got scratches all over. I got a solution for that. We'll fix. But yeah, let's see. Maybe we'll start a podcast too. You know, I thought about it. I got a nice little area back there to do a podcast. You know, that would help me keep on track and talk with people and get other people's opinions about things and see other people do things. So I don't know if you guys think a podcast would be cool too. Drop that in the comment section. I really wish this video was gonna be a lot cooler. You know, I'm sure this is probably pretty lame. You guys are already leaving at this point, but the truck has set me back pretty bad. But hey, you know, I got some leather cleaner. I'm gonna open up this door and show you what we got going on here. Right. Well, you guys can see my interior. You know, it's not bad. Pretty clean little interior. Kind of give that dry, hazy look to it. That's the goal with this stuff here, is it'll bring back that shine. And I've used it a ton already in customers' rigs, and I have got nothing but amazing compliments on how awesome this product is. Sorry, let me hold this better. It's kind of hard to tell on camera, but it definitely gives you that wetter look. That wetter look without being more like greasy feeling on the leather. You can kind of see versus before, drier, wetter. But I'll do that whole thing here in a second. But yeah, so there's a little bit about the detail stuff. I haven't dropped too much. I'll go more into explanation. I need somebody to come help film, and I can talk about it. Different type of products. Go through each product with you guys. See what you guys think. You know, I'm gonna try to. If I do it, it's gonna be in 16-ounce bottles, and just kind of like these bad boys. I think it's 16, right? Yeah, 16 ounce. And will be a good price. You know, the goal is to, once we build up this detail company and sell legit product, stuff that's, you know, not fake bull crap, we will start doing giveaways, you know, everything like everybody else, you know, but I'm just, you know, got to get there, and I'm real and like to talk to you guys. So my idea for the detail company would be Dark Horse Detail Solutions. So yeah, you know, I just got to figure out the legal logistics of it, and company logo. I got the logo already, but website, licensing, insurance, all that. You know, we're trying to drop ceramic coats. I mean, I'm working with a big time guy, getting investors, figure it out. So all this stuff takes time, and that's kind of why I haven't been able to talk with you guys too much about all that. But yeah, so all right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. My apologies. It wasn't the craziest video ever. You know, everything set me back a lot. You know, I wish I was already getting a lot of videos already done with and posted and whatnot. And I have a lot of ideas, maybe a little bit too many ideas. You know, so many I don't even know what to do with. You know, maybe sometime I'll be working on this thing or working on other stuff, other rigs I have, and you know, if you guys give me a bunch of stuff to talk about, you know, I'll bring it up. I'll write a list down so I can remember it fully, and you know, we could talk about anything. You know, how the Jews are taking over society. What else can we talk about? You know, our government, everything like that. You know, like Rip Charlie Kirk. You know, stuff like that. Make a little podcast, do multiple different things. But I'll have more information about this whole detailed product stuff coming out soon. We'll talk about that. So, you know, I'm sure I'm only going to get 400 watchers or views on this video anyway. So, but hey, I love the support. Doesn't matter if it's only 300 of you or 200 or 1,000 or whatever it is. I love the support. You know, let's grow together. You know, like, subscribe, share it to your friends. Let's get some real conversations going. And yeah, stay happy, stay white.